Hello, this is Xbox Ahoy, and this is the 30th episode of my Black Ops Weapon Guide. Full steam ahead. In this episode, we're covering the MPL. It's a fully automatic weapon, unlocked at level 35. The MPL, or Maschinenpistol Lang, originates from West Germany, where the weapon was designed and produced between 1963 and 1985. The weapon was produced by Walther Arms, a company perhaps best known for their handguns, notably the P-38, as used by Germany in the Second World War, and James Bond's iconic Walther PPK. The MPL was Walther's only attempt at a submachine gun, along with the MPK variant with a shorter barrel. The Walther MP variant saw some use in their native German market, principally by police forces and some naval units. The Mexican Navy would also adopt the weapon, although beyond this, the MPL and MPK would see little commercial success. The MPL fires the NATO standard 9x19mm cartridge, like most Western submachine guns of its era. Magazines are of a standard box-type configuration, with the standard capacity being 32 rounds. The MPL is a low-damage SMG, typically killing in 4 shots up close and 5 at a distance. Like most of the low-damage SMGs, it makes up for this through an elevated rate of fire, at 937.5 rounds per minute. Recoil is moderate, not as severe as weapons such as the Uzi, but is slightly less controllable than, say, the Spectre or Mach 11. For the ranges SMGs are typically effective at, however, the MPL is very controllable. Aim time is a little slower than most SMGs, with the MPL aiming as slowly as an assault rifle at 250 milliseconds. Reloads are pretty quick, however, at 2.25 seconds, faster than most weapons in its class. The MPL has a near full complement of attachments available. Extended mags are absent, replaced instead with dual mags. The MPL's iron sights are a little cluttered, although remain usable enough. Should you prefer something a little clearer, however, the red dot sight is an option. This will enhance your view on target and make the MPL's recoil slightly easier to control when aiming. Similar is the Reflex Sight, identical in performance, and differing only in appearance. The ACOG Scope is ill-suited to any SMG, and the MPL is no exception. While it is usable, it will increase recoil, and the magnification bonus isn't much help in the case of a close-range weapon. Like the AK-74U, the MPL has the option of dual mags, which will both increase your starting ammunition supply and speed up alternate reloads. This is a good choice with the weapon. The extra ammo reduces the need for scavenger, and the faster reload is a welcome bonus too, with or without sleight of hand. The MPL is fairly well suited to the Suppressor, ideal for stealthier loadouts, although perhaps not as effective in such a role as the Spectre. You do lose a portion of your effective range, but given that the damage differential is low, it's not a major sacrifice. The grip, which appears as a folding wire stock, will improve your weapon's handling, and thus will give your performance at a mid to long range a boost. Always a worthwhile consideration, the recoil reducing benefits are nice to have, but not essential for a close quarters weapon. Rapid fire's effects are the reverse, increasing the MPL's rate of fire to 1250 rounds per minute, and bolstering your close-range performance accordingly. Of course, your magazine will run dry sooner, and effective recoil will be higher, so you'll spend more time reloading and will lose effectiveness at long distance. But the increase in close-range lethality is often worth the trade-off. For our class loadout, we'll be taking advantage of the fact that the MPL is one of only 2 SMGs to offer the dual mags attachment. With it, we can lessen the need for both scavenger and sleight of hand, and instead build our class purely around close-quarter combat and aggressive use of the SMGs. Movement is a key aspect of aggressive play. With a close-range weapon, your position relative to your enemy is important. Our first perk, Lightweight, will increase your movement speed by 7%. This will mean you'll have the edge in maneuverability, resulting in more gunfights within your effective range, and enhancing your chances of escaping unfavourable odds. It's the perfect complement to our second perk, Steady Aim. which will double your hipfire performance and improve sprint recovery times with the Pro variant. This reduces any penalty for sprinting near an enemy, allowing you to keep up offensive pressure. The MPL is excellent from the hip too. With its generous magazine capacity and a high rate of fire, steady aim is a very logical pairing. To round out our perk selection, Marathon in your third slot will buff your endurance, giving you better ability to close the distance between you and any critical objectives. Such ability will also help you to catch more enemies off guard, as you'll be better equipped to flank your opponent and strike them from an angle they won't be expecting. For your lethal grenades, Semtex will add the ability to more effectively tackle enemies behind cover, as well as evening the odds against groups of enemies. Concussion grenades are similarly useful, tilting things in your favour when breaching rooms or facing multiple foes. For your equipment, tactical insertions can be useful for keeping up the pressure in objective game modes. And for your secondary, a pistol will give you something to fall back to when your primary runs dry. The MPL excels on offense, with lightweight handling characteristics, high capacity magazines, and a devastating rate of fire. In closer quarters, few weapons are as flexible, and the MPL remains effective at middle distances too. At a longer range you will find yourself at a disadvantage however, as the lower damage and moderate recoil will make life more difficult for you when facing opponents with assault rifles. Avoid the open and remain light on your feet however, and you can press your close range advantage. With a fast pace of play, you'll be the first to the fight, and will often emerge victorious thanks to the furious lead-spewing capability of this weapon. Keep up this pressure, and there's no doubt, with the MPL, you'll give 'em hell. Thanks for watching, this has been Xbox Ahoy. Join me for the next Black Ops guide, when I'll be covering the Python. Until then, farewell.